Hi guys, I am Chris, the terrible runner, and I just wanted to give you an update on how my running's been going, or more to the point, how my rehab has been going, because it's been a bit of a nightmare really. So just to put you in the picture, if you're kind of new to my channel and my stuff, I have done 3 half marathons in the past, and that is practically all the running I've done for the last 30 years. I did them more as a mindset exercise, really, just to push myself and see what I could go through pain-wise. I had a lot of knee pain running them, calf trouble, heels. One was last September, so like 6 months ago. One before that was probably 2 years before that, and a couple of months before that. And I came as good as last in all 3 of them. Never liked running. It was all about no pain, no gain, and mindset exercise, really. However, since then, since the last one, I've been enjoying running to a certain extent because I found the math time method, zone 2 heart rate training, and that I actually realized that my aerobic fitness level is actually pretty damn poor. And also recently more found other issues with my feet, which I'll go into today. So I would actually like to get half decent at running. I would actually like to be able to run daily. I would really like to have the level of fitness and leg strength and mobility to be able to do a 100-mile run. So that's kind of my goal, is to be able to do a 100-mile run, not just to do a 100-mile run, but to have the body that is capable of doing a 100-mile run. Yeah, so I've entered the Kenilworth Half Marathon this year, which is in September, so it's still 7 months away, just under. In fact, it is 200 days away today. But at the moment, I can't train. So let's just have a look at my training log that I keep. So let me just share screen and put the old binos on. Okay, so here we go. This is my spreadsheet that I keep. And the last update, the last video update I did was around the 27th of January when I was running Maffetone, doing like 20-minute runs, and I was already having to take a day off. So I've been having some knee pain, some calf pain. Don't think the Achilles, yeah. So back on the 14th, I'd got right ankle and Achilles trouble there. So I'd already had a period here of rest for the right ankle and Achilles. Came back, more rest needed because of the right ankle and Achilles. And then, so then I was like, I went back into my strength training, doing upper body, lower body exercises, alternate, and still trying to do a run every other day. And then it just got too bad. As you can see here, the last time I ran now was the 31st of January, which is 23 days ago. It's 23rd of February today. And I just, off that, came away with here, Achilles slightly sore, should not continue running. And this is when I spoke to Flories in the personal best program at extramileage.com. That's who I've got my running program off. I spoke to him just for a bit of advice, and it was him that suggested that I should look at the KneesOverToesGuy's work. Now that was really interesting because I did look at it, and he's got KneesOverToesGuy, loads of free stuff on Instagram and YouTube that's really interesting. But what was mega interesting for me was that this knees over toes thing, it's like working with your knees, strength training and mobility training with your knees over your toes. It's a really big thing in strength training, is that you shouldn't go knees over toes. And that you shouldn't go below parallel, different things like that with your thigh when you drop down and squat and stuff like that. And I remember having a PT, or somebody who was helping me train for martial arts fighting several years ago. And he said that you should train knees over toes, and that you should build strength in, what's the word? In the stretched positions. That's not the word I'm looking for, but strength when your muscles are at their full range of motion. And I remember that worked really well for me back at the time, and sort of stopped some of the knee pain I was getting back then, or it made it more easy for me. So when I started watching this, I was like, oh yeah, of course, that worked really well for me before. And it just kind of makes sense to me that you should develop strength in full range of motion. So anyway, I've been doing the knees over toes guy stuff, but let's just look at the running for now. So I just went then from the first, let's just pull that up, from the 1st of January. So these are in weeks. So I change the color every week now. From the 1st of February, I just went to doing strength training, little bit of mobility training, but I knew I had to let it's my right Achilles and ankle that's hurting now. I knew I had to let them rest. Now, something else that's happened, which is really bizarre, is somebody mentioned something about flat feet to me. And I remembered that when I was a teenager, I can't remember why it was, but a doctor or physio or someone, I used to do a lot of sport when I was a teenager, told me that I've got flat feet, but they said that it would never affect me. And I was like, is that what's causing all the issue? And my daughter's had a bit of issue with her feet as well. So it was kind of some of the things the physio had said to her were sort of started to ring true. So I asked, and KneesOverToesGuy, I asked a couple of other people about it, checked that I have got flat feet, which I have. And so the advice then that I got was to really lay back on the training and let the Achilles and ankle recover, and to get some insoles to support the arches in my feet. So that's what I've done. I've got one set of insoles. It started working straight away. It's a little bit uncomfortable, and now I've got 4 sets of insoles in different pairs of shoes. I'm trying to wear them all the time, and already sort of noticing the difference. And it feels like it's recovering well. And I've started working out again on my ankle and my Achilles, basically doing lower leg exercises from this KneesOverToesGuy. So I bought into his program, and the basic level is called KneesOverToes 0. So it's workouts that you can do with basically no equipment. And at the moment, I've sort of tried the exercises last week. This week, I've got into the program properly. So on one day, it is, in fact, I'll show you the workouts in a second. Let's just go with what the running summary is that I have not done any running now for 21 days. In fact, I haven't trained. When I was doing all this strength training here, it's all like upper body pull, upper body push, upper body pull, upper body push. I was totally resting my legs under advice, and really because it makes sense. So let's have a look now. So 17th of the 2nd, which is like 6 days ago, I did knees over toes, upper body and lower stretch. So it's like there's 2 days rest a week. And this is the basic level, remember. And then it's like 3 days of leg workout a week. So it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday for me. And then 2 days of upper body and lower body stretching. So that's Tuesdays and Thursdays for me at the moment. And I'll just show you the workouts. Let me just change the window. Yeah, so this is my workout for today. So this is the leg workout day. So there's like 0 ROKPE is basically walking backwards for 10 minutes, and ideally doing that with a sled, pulling a sled. Now, you know the sleds you see in the gyms, people are usually pushing them. A lot of this is about getting the legs into positions that we're not using enough. So walking backwards, I've been amazed. I've only done, so it's 10 minutes there in my program. I've done, I think, 3 lots of 10 minutes now. I'm more likely, to be honest, 2 lots of 5 minutes and 1 lot of 10 minutes. And I haven't got a sled, but what I've got, the first time was just walking backwards on its own. Now I've got like an electric cable in the garage fixed to the wall, and I walk back putting a bit of tension on it. So it's actually giving me a bit of, you know, resistance. But that getting your ankle and heel and calf muscles and knees into those different positions when you're pulling and when you're going forwards has been like amazing really already. Just feels really good. And then the different exercises, tibialis raise. Tibialis muscle is at the front, like around your shin. Then calf raise. That's just a standard kind of straight leg calf raise. Then it's back to this tibialis raise. And there's like no exercises for your tibialis, but it seems to be that it's a really important muscle for anything you're doing with your legs, really. Then this is KOT calf raise, which is a knee over toes calf raise, which is very similar to the standard calf raise, except that you've got your knee in the bent position over your toes, if you can do it. Patrick step up or Patrick step. I did the Patrick step up last night, 2 nights ago for the first time. And it's basically standing on a step, knee bent on one leg, and then the other leg dropping down to something like 4-6 inches lower. ATG split squat. ATG is the name of Knees Over Toes' original program, but he calls it the Astergrass split squat, which I think is really cool. So I tried those 2 nights ago, which is basically your normal split squat, if you know what that is, but really getting low down on that front foot so that your knee is fully bent over. But obviously at my level, using support, using regressions, and you can see there's a video regressing the ATG split squat where he gives you some really good ways of not overdoing it, support. So this program's really good for somebody like me, like my flexibility. I've always considered myself really poor flexibility wise. So hopefully this is going to be really good for me. It kind of explains why I'm getting injured in my legs when I'm running, really. Elephant walk is a hamstring stretch. L-sit is a for the hip flexors. And then couch stretch I can't do yet because I haven't done enough. My progression with the L-sit isn't enough for me to go into the couch stretch, so I'm not doing that just yet. But L-sit's like basically sitting on the floor with your legs out straight, lifting your legs up one at a time and getting the hip flexors to do that work. Let's just have a quick look at the other day. I'm kind of assuming I'm allowed to share this. Don't see why not. I'm sure, in fact, there's a share button on it anyway. So the other day, which is Tuesdays and Thursdays for me, is stretching the bottom half, the legs, and then upper body strength, which is good because that means I'm keeping that in my workouts. But it's also interesting that even with the upper body as well, KneesOverToesGuy does kind of get us to go into full range of motion under tension. So you're getting strength in those positions where you'd usually just think about being flexible. So then there's calf stretch, self-explanatory. It's basically 60 seconds holding stretch, hamstring stretch, outer glute stretch, which is quite good. It's kind of lying down with one leg crossed over the other and pushing out with your foot so that it stretches the outside of the glute. Groin stretch is basically, you know, where you would lie with your legs on the wall and let them come down apart like that so that the stretch is inside the groin. Hamstring pancake stretch is where you're sitting, legs open and just sort of leaning forward. I mean, I am so terrible at that. Like, I'm so not flexible. Then the last 3 are the strength workouts for the upper body. So he suggests ring rows. I haven't got rings, so I'm using kettlebell, and it's really it's kind of like 25 reps, so it's high reps, high reps for volume at the moment rather than heavy weight. So doing like 25 reps to get more flexibility and strength over that big range of motion until that's strong, building it up. Extra blood flow in that area as well from doing the 25 reps helps. So I'm doing kettlebell, single arm kettlebell rows. I'm actually pulling up further than I used to, just to get full range of motion in that shoulder when I'm pulling up. Ring push-ups is also like the full progression. So I'm actually doing that as a bench press, a chest bench press, using 2 dumbbells and pulling them when I'm obviously lying down, pulling them right down rather than just coming down here. Like, you know, when you do a push-up, you can only go down as far as your chest. So he suggests using something raised on your hands so that you can actually go down lower and really get those shoulders and chest opened up so you're in a full stretch position, getting that full range of motion and building strength in those positions. Brilliant, really. And then the last one is a band pull apart, which is basically holding a band out in front of you, you know, resistance band, and pulling it to its full extension and letting it back. I mean, he's suggesting 50 reps of them. I've only got one band left. I snapped all the others, not through strength, just through them being old. And I can do about 25. I think I did 26 last night, 26 reps of that. So it's good. It's just like getting the full range of motion of the shoulders again. So yeah, it's kind of going well. It's been really frustrating. I have to say, it's been really frustrating over this past month or so, probably more than that, maybe all the time, really. Just keep getting little niggles and realizing that I can't do what I want to do. And maybe it's come at a really good time for me. I'm 51. You know, as you get older, in old age, one of the biggest causes of death is falling for much older people. So it's going to be important to have strength in legs, flexibility, mobility. So, you know, this is all going to really help me, and hopefully going to help me get towards this goal I've got of being able to run, having the body that's capable of running 100 miles, which is slightly different to just doing a 100-mile run. If you can see the difference, it's like having that body. That's what I want. I think that's it for today, guys. Just wanted to give you that update. Take care of yourself. Any questions, let me know. I hope that helps anyone. Look into that Knees Over Toes guy. Brilliant. And also Flories Gierman, at his website is Extra Milist. So that's extra MILEST.com. So it's Extra Milist, all one word.com. And he's got a great program there for helping you do maffetone method training and the other stuff, so like the speed training and interval stuff that comes in later on in your training. But if you're looking at building an aerobic base, the stuff he's got there is brilliant. So they're kind of my two go-to personal trainers stroke coaches at the moment. KneesOverToesGuy and Flories at extramilist.com. Personal best program is his running program there. Guys, take care. Speak soon.